So let's get your details of Trump's tariff plan, the reciprocal tariff plan, which he's announced. Trump slapped what he calls discounted tariffs on multiple countries. India is on that list. America has announced 27% reciprocal tariffs on India in return for India imposing a 52% tariff on US imports. Calling Prime Minister Modi a great friend, Trump said India's tariffs are tough and they've not been treating America right. And so in response, Trump went ahead and announced a 27% tariff on India. What about our response? Well, the government says the tariffs are not a setback, it's just a mixed bag. The tariffs will be rolled out in two phases. India will be addressing its concerns with America. But here's the silver lining, and there is one in, of course, this grim tariff plan. There are several exports that are exempted from the tariffs. This includes pharma products, semiconductor chips, copper, lumber articles, critical minerals, all of this exempt. Trump also announced a 25% tariff on automobiles not assembled in America, and that comes into effect from April 3rd. The move may lead to price increases of vehicles outside America.
Very, very tough. The Prime Minister just left. He's a great friend of mine, but I said, you're a friend of mine, but you're not treating us right. They charge us 52%. You have to understand, we charge them almost nothing. For years and years, the United States charges other countries only a 2.4 tariff on motorcycles. Meanwhile, Thailand and others are charging much higher prices, like 60%. India charges 70%. Vietnam charges 75%, and others are even higher than that. Likewise, until today, the United States has for decades charged a 2.5 tariff. Think of that, 2.5% on foreign-made automobiles. The European Union charges us more than 10% tariffs, and they have 20% VATs, much, much higher. India charges 70%, and perhaps worst of all are the non-monetary restrictions imposed by South Korea, Japan, and very many other nations. As a result of these colossal trade barriers, 81% of the cars in South Korea are made in South Korea. 94% of the cars in Japan are made in Japan. Toyota sells 1 million foreign-made automobiles into the United States, and General Motors sells almost none. Ford sells very little. None of our companies are allowed to go into other countries. I blame former presidents and past leaders who weren't doing their job. They let it happen, and they let it happen to an extent that nobody can even believe. That's why, effective at midnight, we will impose a 25% tariff on all foreign-made automobiles. Thank you. I call this kind reciprocal. This is not full reciprocal. This is kind reciprocal. But what we do is we cut it in half. We charge them. My answer is very simple. If they complain, if you want your tariff rate to be zero, then you build your product right here in America, because there is no tariff if you build your plant, your product in America. Likewise to all of the foreign presidents, prime ministers, kings, queens, ambassadors, and everyone else who will soon be calling to ask for exemptions from these tariffs, I say, terminate your own tariffs, drop your barriers, don't manipulate your currencies. They manipulate their currencies like nobody can even believe, which is a bad, bad thing and very devastating to us, and start buying tens of billions of dollars of American goods. Tariffs give our country protection against those that would do us economic harm, and many people were looking to do us economic harm. Maybe not so obviously, but they were doing tremendous economic harm. But even more importantly, they will give us growth. These tariffs are going to give us growth like you haven't seen before.
देखिए, यूएस का काम है, उनका अमेरिका फर्स्ट है, ट्रम्प साहब का, तो मोदी जी के लिए इंडिया फर्स्ट है. अब उसकी हम लोग समीक्षा करेंगे, फिर क्या उसका असर पड़ेगा, कैसे उससे निपटना देखा जाएगा.
और सर, आगे की रणनीति गवर्नमेंट की क्या होगी?
अब जरा टैरिफ देखा जाए, उसको फिर विचार किया जाए, फिर देखा जाएगा क्या करना होगा.